Hello and welcome back to the cottage. We're going to play around with a couple of things here. So I have a cross section already set up here so we can see an issue that we have right here, which is that this stairwell dimension is not going to be great for being able to walk up the stairs. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend that floor. In order to do that, we need to be able to see it. So under active layer display options, to make that appear, you can click it in this view menu. We want to make stairs go away. So I just typed STA in here. Stairs and ramps are done. We don't need them at the moment. Alright, so step by step, let's go through this. First we want to select this railing wall here, and we're going to change that into open object. It's no longer going to be a railing, and it's no longer going to be no locate. We'll change it to an interior 4. There it is. And hit OK. So now that is an interior wall. The next thing we can do is extend this wall out. So I'll select this horizontal wall here, grab its right end, edit handle, and then pull it this way so that it merges with this wall. Finally, the vertical wall, selecting the dining room from the foyer, we'll just grab this handle and extend this wall so that it fully extends up to here. Now, what we're going to have to do next is, hang on, I undid that. The thing that we want to do is drag this diamond here to pull this up so that it will create a new wall but replace the existing railing wall, so that when this is complete it doesn't have railings anymore. So it creates a new wall. Next we want to move this, but first we're going to have to break this horizontal wall. So we'll do that. So with the select tool, we'll select this horizontal wall. We'll use the break tool or hit the number 3 on your keyboard, and we'll click right here to break this into 2 different walls. Now we have a temporary dimension here. We're going to select this horizontal wall, this shorter one here, and then we're going to reduce this to 6 feet. So that's going to pull this down and make this thing look a little bit better. The next thing we want to do is pop up stairs and then make sure that this is extended all the way to the top, which it already is. I must have already done that in this walkthrough. And then go back downstairs. We can do the same thing here with our stairs on. STA, let's turn on stairs and ramps. And let's grab this guy and then pull it up to there. And that should be it. If we grab our 3D camera, create a perspective view, we should be able to see our stairway with a full wall behind it, and then we should be able to come out here. Hang on one second. And then on the second floor, we should be able to just see the bottom of the stairwell here. Now, why is that doing that? You should not be able to see into the dining room there. Hold on one second, and I'll figure this out. Okay, the problem was simple. It was just that the rail was cut into the wall, and I just needed to move it over just a little bit, so that now when I go over to my full camera and look up the stairs, that wall is no longer there. Or that wall is there, which is where it needs to be. Okay, so we have our stairwells sorted. Let's look at the cross section and verify that that is more than enough headspace, and it goes right underneath here. Perfect. So, let's move on to windows and doors. First thing we're going to do is edit our primary default profile for a door. So we'll go up into the edit menu, go to default settings, and then find doors. And first we're going to look at exterior doors and hit edit. So this is what it's going to say is the default for an exterior door. Now you can do all sorts of cool stuff. Never mind. We wanted to edit interior doors. Edit. So take a look. So right now the door style that we have right here is door P04. So this is the default standard door that it's going to put on everything. Kind of look through this. See what all there is. You can see, you can set casings. You can set hang on. Yeah, in the casings panel, you can set you can set what the the casing on the door is going to look like. Down here in the framing panel, you can actually calculate a number of different things for the framing that's going to be around the door. One thing that I think that it's important to check is this to calculate this from the width of the door, which will help it build the correct sized header on the door. At least that's according to the tutorial book. But all of this stuff can be set. You can get what the rough opening looks like. You can get the thickness of the door and how many studs are on either side and what the header is going to look like and all that. So it's all in all a very, very detailed way of defining what a door is. And once that's done, then as with everything in this program, it's just clicking and dropping them in. So we'll have that set, and then we're going to drop some doors in. So let's start with our exterior door. So I'm going to click the door tool up here. You can go up into build and go to door, and that'll give you this list. But you can also hit this door tool here and get the same list here. So let's add a hinged door. If I put it in an exterior wall, it'll automatically default to be an exterior door. So if you mouse near it, you'll notice that the door will swing in or out. Once you click, you can drag to decide where it's going to open. So I think we want this one to open that way. And there's a door. We will want a couple more doors. We will want one here from the garage. Oh, we need a stairway there. So let's build that real quick. We're going to just draw some stairs right up to here. Boom, done. I don't think it needs to be that. We'll move it down a little bit. There we go, perfect. Well, that can be up against the wall, I think. And then maybe this door can be against the wall too. Door. Move. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so go back to doors. Hinged doors. We'll want one from the bedroom into the bathroom. We'll have it open that way. We'll want one from into the bedroom. Where else do we want hinged doors? I think that's about it. Oh, we could do, like, if we had a wall here, we could put a door in it that goes upstairs, but I don't think we're going to do that. I like open stairways myself. So let's go let's put a bifold door right here. Let's put a pocket door into the closet. And I'm just clicking and snapping these things in there. Let's put a pocket door here. Let's put a sliding exterior door here in the kitchen. And that's about it. That's all the doors that we need. We're going to talk about placement here in just a little bit, but first let's add some windows. We've got one more door to add, actually. Let's add a garage door. Boom, done. And let's play around with one little thing here. Let's look at this. I just want to show you how you can customize the doors that you have in your life. So let's open up the exterior door here. This front door here. Let's just to kind of show you like the sorts of things that you can customize. You can do things like customize the lintel and make that look interesting. Let's just look at hardware. Let's take a look at our handle and let's change the exterior handle to be something interesting. So we'll go into these menus here. Door hardware. We want knobs. Let's try something else. Let's see what these look like. Yeah, something like this might actually look a little bit more interesting. So now, when we look at the exterior door, this is what it's going to look like when we start doing our rendering. All right, let's add windows. First thing we want to look at when we're adding windows is kind of what the default window is going to look like. So once again, we're going to go into our default settings, and we're going to go all the way down to Window and Edit. So this is what our default windows look like now. Let's make them a little bit more fancy. We're going to make them a little more narrow, 30 inches by 54 inches, taller, a little more narrow than the default. And then for fun, let's go to the lights panel and have more lights. Let's have 3 across and then 4 vertical. So we get these cool, like, stylized windows. Now you don't have to do this, but just so that you're aware that these are the sorts of things that you can edit. You can also grab windows specifically from manufacturers. So if you really want to use Marvin windows and you want their stuff, then you can go to them and set use specifically Marvin windows. So let's hit OK and done. And let's add some windows. And I'm going to add a bunch. And I'm just going to do it real quick and then we'll position. So we'll click on our window tool. And again, you can go to the build menu and go to windows to pick them. But here we can get basically all the different windows. We want a window here. We'll put one next to the front door. We'll put two on that side of the dining room. One in the kitchen. One next to the sliding. Oh, nope, we won't put one there. We'll put one right here. We'll put two in the master bedroom, one right here. And then maybe one right here for the walk-in closet. And then, of course, one in the garage. That's it. Like, just get them all out there. Get them where you want them. And then we'll worry about getting them positioned. So, the first thing that's kind of cool to do is go back to your select tool. Spacebar changes to the select tool, or you can just click on it up here, is get these things centered where they're supposed to be. So, for example, let's take this front door. Let's get this centered in the foyer, but not centered in this room, but centered towards here, towards this kind of entryway. So to center an object in a space, this button right down here. So once you have it selected, you hit the center tool, and then I'm mousing over the foyer, so this is where... So I could have it centered on the foyer, or I could have it centered in this space in the living room. And boom, there's our door, completely centered. Let's resize this window so that it's, say, 1 foot wide. We'll move it next to the window, next to the door. It's right about there. Have like, we'll worry about what we're going to do with that in a minute. Let's play around with something else. Let's say we want to look at these. Let's get this one right here, centered inside the master bedroom. Boom. Let's get this one centered in the closet. That one's fine. I mean, you can find like an ideal place for it. This one doesn't need to be centered or anything. And let's center this one in the kitchen. Boom. So one thing that would be cool, so let's say I want these two to be kind of like right next to each other and then both of them together centered in this room. Well, we can do that. We can say, when I click on this window, it gives me a whole bunch of temporary dimensions. Let's say we want these to be 6 inches apart. So now the two windows are right next to each other, and then I can select both of them. I click on one, push Shift to select both of them, then click Center, and have them both centered in the master bedroom. So we can do that again. We can do something similar to that here. We can say we want this dimension to be 6 inches. We want those two windows right next to each other. Or let's say they're going to be let's have them be 18 inches apart. Let's have them be a little bit more spaced. And then you can select both windows with the Shift key and then center them in the dining room. So this is one way that you can get those dimensions right kind of spot on where you want them to be. Another thing that you might want to do is duplicate windows. And I couldn't quite get this to work right, but let's give it a shot anyway. So I'm going to select this window. I'm going to move it kind of over here, and I want to have 3 more on here. So this is the tool that does it, the transform/replicate. We want to copy it. We want 2 more copies. And we want to move it, say, in the Y direction, 35 inches. And then hit OK. See, I could never get it to actually do it, so I just had to move them manually once they were duplicated. So it just created 3 windows on top of them, and I'm not really sure why it did that. Or I'll just copy and paste it. You know what? Let's just make another window. I couldn't get the replicate tool to work, so I'd like anybody to, if they can figure that out, that would be fantastic. So then I'll just select all 3 of these and get them centered in the living room, and that looks great. Oh, there is an extra window in there that needs to go. Window. Alright, perfect, whatever. There was one cool thing that you could do. Let's say I want another one of these on the other side of the front door. The copying this is actually really easy. I just go to the copy this object tool and then say click on, and then right down here I want to copy it about some object. So then I click that and then select the door, and it'll put it exactly on the other side of the door, which is pretty slick. Let's do something similar right here. Let's go ahead and replicate this one. We'll just add those windows in by hand and then get them spaced correctly. So we want this one, 8 inches. We want this one to be 8 inches away, and then click all 3 of them using the Shift key and center them in the kitchen. I think that's the best way to do it. Easiest way I've found to do it. There's some clever little array copy tools that I was not able to get them to work right, and obviously you saw me not going to work right here either. But that is the fundamental basics of adding windows and doors. We can do cool stuff now, like look in our 3D view and see what the house looks like. So you can see the windows with, and you can see in through them, and you can see out through them, and even see little shadows. One of the things that we'll do in a later video is show how to do photorealistic renderings on the inside of the house. Pretty excited about that. So anyway, that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.